to be fit and healthy, it is not easy, and some of the practices you think might help, it might actually be setting you back. So joining us now to squash those common fitness myths is trainer Monica Daggs. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, we have a lot to talk about. So first and foremost, fruits is very important. A lot of us love fruits, but
they are not as healthy as you might think. So yes, fruit is better than eating a donut if you're craving something sweet, but having a diet that's just high in fruit is just adding a lot of sugar. So you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough of your other nutrients. So people who go on these fruit cleanses or drink smoothies all the time, you're just pouring a lot of sugar in there. So I would suggest cutting back some of the fruit, adding more vegetables instead.
Right. So not to compare apples and oranges literally this morning, which one would be better in terms of sugar content?
Better would be the apple because it has more fiber in it.
Okay.
So they both are pretty high in sugar, but at least with the apple you're getting more fiber while you're chewing, and that'll help with your digestion. That'll also help burn a few more calories, the actual activity of chewing. So if you're comparing the two, go for the apple.
So apple it is. So we're talking about spot reduction. Sometimes we don't like, our arms or some parts of our body, and we wish we could take out a little bit of fat here and there. Is there any way that we could do that?
Not through exercise. So liposuction, which I don't recommend, is probably the only way to reduce fat just in one certain area. It's like your car. So you can't just take out the fuel from the right side of the fuel tank. You're going to lose overall fat, and a lot of that's based on your genetic predisposition. So you can't just say, you know what, I want to keep everything the same and just reduce the fat in my belly. When you reduce body fat all over, it will come from different areas, and sometimes it comes from other areas quicker than you may like, or slower than you may like.
Right, and you can't really choose which part.
You can't, unfortunately. And just like you can't spot gains. So I might say, I want a really big butt. You know, you can build up the muscle, you can tone, you can shape, but I can't just stick some fat right back there. Again, aside from surgical route.
Well, we were just talking about working out. We do have a kettlebell right here. So we're talking about weights, especially for women. I think some women think, well, what if I start weightlifting? Will that make me bulkier? Some women don't like that. What would be your advice?
Lift the weights for sure. Heavy weight lifting is, generally speaking, not going to make women bulky. The more muscle tone you have, the more calories you burn. And the more muscle tone you have, the more calories you burn overall. And women just don't have enough testosterone to get bulky without supplements or steroids. So lift the weight, lift challenging weight. It'll help reduce that fat that we were talking about and build muscle.
Yeah, so before we go, we would like to show you some moves that would help everybody, not just women, using a kettlebell. So what would be a good way to start?
So there's tons of exercises you can do with kettlebells, from squats to upright rows to bicep curls. I'm just gonna show you a simple upright row. Make sure you engage that core. First thing, so tighten up the belly. You're gonna lift up, elbows going outward, and then back down. So the kettlebell handle goes up towards your chin, squeeze at the top, and then lower down nice and controlled.
I wanted to give it a try.
Give it a try,
All right,
give it a try. So hold it right in the center here. So slide your hands close together. There we go. And then tall posture, and then elbows out, and then lift up, right up to the chin, big squeeze, and then back down.
I'm just showing everybody how unfit I am this morning. That's what we're trying to do.
There we go. Very
All
nice.
right. Form is very, very important, everybody. All right. This is a little bit too heavy for me, but thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure. Well, hope to see you again. And I'm at Power Hour 360, so you guys come see me there too.
All right. You know where to find Monica. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well.